I feel like Bryn wears like those Birkenstock sandals. You know what I'm talking about? Like the hippie ones? They're like the weird crossover between hippie and yuppie sandals. That's definitely what she wears. Oh, I have a pair and mine are clogs. I bet she wears those. Ron's feet just like nice and hairy. One of them's on top of a fish. YouTube is fixed. Thank you, Max. Max to the rescue. I don't know how to do any of that because he's technically, this is his channel, so it's all on his end, so I can't fix certain things when it breaks. Okay, let's see. Did I leave myself notes in this file? Probably not. Notes are usually when I want to make sure I remember the brush stroke that I'm using. Then I will make a layer with notes in it. But we don't seem to have that, do we? This is just an extra guide. How do merfolk brew potions? Are you asking a real question or are you asking a joke? I feel like that should have a punchline, but I can actually answer this. I actually think I can answer this because if you, all you need to do is keep them separate, but there's a lot of really easy ways to keep liquids separate, like using air and like things. I don't know how to explain it. But you know, like, okay, like an easy example is if you take a cup and you put air in it and then you like put it underwater with like a thing. Like there's ways you can do it, right? So I'm sure they figured it out. But also, it isn't necessarily a potion inside of that. It could be sand. It could be healing sand. It's her health potion, but it could be made out of anything, really, right? D&D's not real specific about those things. They could also be oil-based, because if it's oil-based, it'd be really easy to keep it separate from the water, right? I need to open, this is dumb, I need to open the other piece because I think that's the one that has notes. So hold on. Mermaids do love trash. We did learn that. Okay, so you can see this was the one we did first. Well, second slash first. And I put notes in it, and it's an 8 point. K hard, those are the notes. Cool, okay. I'm gonna go ahead and drag that layer into this file too, so I don't have to open that up. Always get rid of extra layers. A really cool trick if you want to get rid of extra layers is you can go to you can go over here to layer search and you can find ones that how do you do it? I totally just forgot. Find it. Stupid. Anyways, there's a way to select layers that have nothing on them, and then you can delete them really easily. I just can't remember what it is right now. I'm gonna start with like the teeth. A little bit more smoothing on for those.
In crisis, I couldn't find my Crocs.
He said he's having a crisis because he couldn't find his Crocs.
Crisis averted.
Crisis averted. A Croc crisis, yes. I don't know what the dog's problem is right now, but they're freaking out. Maybe they heard about the Croc crisis and it upset them. A crocodile situation. It had braces or a retainer? I mean, you can try to put braces on it. I don't think it's gonna like it. It was born without enamel? What? Wait, that's possible? What does that mean realistically? Wait, hold on. She's a warlock, Zeus. It's the thing that coats your tooth. It's like the really thin outer layer of your tooth. And it's really hard. Like really, really, really good at protecting your teeth. It's like why you want to floss and brush your teeth, because if the enamel gets destroyed, then it's really easy for your tooth to get problems and like get like tooth decay and things. I had a tooth cleaning today. I went to the dentist. I've been putting it off for a long time, but I had to go, since I hadn't been in a long time, I had to do 2 cleanings, and I did my second one today, so I'm all set. Yeah, she's a warlock. That's what I said. She is a warlock, Pact of the Chain. Yeah, patron, some sort of fathomless, or like we were saying last time that this is the version of the story where she makes a pact with Ursula or whatever, and then realizes that she's evil and crazy, and then she goes above Ursula, who's just a sea hag, and makes a pact with whoever it is that the sea hag is devoted to, and then kills Ursula and becomes the best in the sea. Yeah. Definitely floss. It's like really hard to do, but it's so much better than having tooth problems later in life, because it costs $1 million. And I have a dead tooth. I had a tooth that completely died, and I have to get a fake tooth. And that was like the most traumatic experience of my life, because I had to look in the mirror and see myself with a tooth nubbin. I cried. So don't do it. Take care of your teeth. And flossing is one of those things that it sucks, but like once you get in the rhythm of doing it, honestly, then it gets like a lot easier. I would just spend any extra money to get whatever helps you floss. So you can get a water pick, you can get the little floss sticks. I personally found a really nice expensive floss that's like extra thick that I really like, because it's easy for me to like hold, and it works really well with my teeth, and it tastes good. So I spend a little bit more on floss, knowing that at least with the good floss, I'll actually do it. And then also then I feel guilty if I don't, because I spent a lot of money on it. Cocoa floss, yes, village. Oh my god, how did I not know you were on? Did we talk about this? I love cocoa floss. I would sponsor them. Cocoa floss. You want to sponsor some D&D content? We all have good teeth. It's really nice. I like all their flavors. I am on cocoa floss. It's just the best floss. If you like a string floss, it's the best one. It's like braided or something, so it's like extra good at pulling stuff out of your teeth. Yeah, but it's not just cavities, because it can just wear down your enamel, so it's still good to floss. Basically, like, if you don't floss, think about like you're eating some chicken and then you don't floss. So like that means there could be like a tiny little piece of chicken just living between your teeth like weeks later. That's also how your breath is gonna stink and smell nasty, because you're gonna get chicken bacteria in your teeth. So there you go. Hi, pizza. I'm drawing. I can't just pet you right now. You want to say hi to the channel? Yeah. Pizza. Why? You're being so sweet, and now you don't want to? Hi. You want to say hi? See, you're okay. Why are you sitting like that? Hey. Sure. Oh. He wants to harass me only when it's on his terms. Okay. Yeah, if your gums, flossing is more about your gums than it is about your teeth. It's not about cavities, really. It's about pizza. Out. 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 He's crying now. But no, seriously, if you can floss even just like once or twice a week, that's better than nothing. So definitely do it. A lot of dentists will say that it's actually more important than brushing in some cases. Like you should still brush, but they're like, if you're brushing and not flossing, then it's like kind of backwards. You don't want teeth stuck as food stuck in your teeth. Ew. But yeah, I don't even think you have to floss good as long as you're flossing at all. Oh yeah, especially if you brush too hard, that's really bad. Pizza, are you just annoying everyone? He's now laying in Sandwich's bed chewing on her. Yeah, that's bad too. It's for because you can wear out things. You do want to brush your tongue. Gently brush your tongue and then gently brush your teeth and then gently brush your gums. Like don't brush on your gums, just like around them. Yeah. Just keep your mouth clean because you don't want to have stinky breath, especially like what if you're trying to make out with someone and then they're like smelling your breath? Oh man. Plus, when you get plaque buildup, I think that's one of the most unattractive things in the world. I've seen people that just like let their plaque build up on their teeth. And I'm like, go to a dentist. Let them help you. They'll clean it professionally even. That's the true lazy. If you're truly lazy, get rich and just pay the dentist to clean your teeth once a week. Problem solved. They probably do it too. Do you think there's ever been someone that rich and lazy that they just paid someone to like brush their teeth for them essentially? That would be amazing. Hopefully nobody minds all the teeth talk. It's hard not to think about teeth while we're looking at this. I have major dentist teeth anxiety. Like I have nightmares about my teeth falling out constantly, so I have like some sort of issue with it, some sort of mental issue, but because of that it means I try really hard to take care of my teeth because I'm so scared of having like dental surgery and things like that. I think years of braces messed up my brain. I used to have to get prescribed Valium just to go to the dentist. Can't seem to get like the tips of the teeth looking right. They don't look like sharp enough. I don't know, it's kind of hard at this line weight. I should have drawn this piece a little bit larger maybe. You accept this blame, but you're flossing at the moment, so worth. Yeah, you can all blame Zeus. If you have trouble flossing your tongue because you have like a bad gag reflex, start with just like gently on like the very tip. And then like gently you can try to do the rest of it because I found that helps. And then another thing you can do if brushing your tongue is hard, they make something called a tongue scraper, and it's just like a little metal thing, and you can get plastic ones, and it's like just like a loop, and you just go scrape everything off your tongue. Those help too. I'm supposed to use one, but that I don't do. I don't mind using it. I'm too lazy to clean it. I just know that if you're ever wondering like what are things you can do to like better yourself just as like a human or to make yourself like more attractive, take care of your teeth, try to take care of your skin, like wash your face before bed, don't sleep in your makeup, same with your contacts, things like that, don't sleep in them, make sure you're using products with good ingredients, hydrate frequently. Use sunscreen, like taking care of your teeth and taking care of your skin go so far. A lot of people get hung up on things like working out and like losing weight and like having their hair look a certain way. And I'm like, man, if you're not getting the basics down, sorry. Not that it's easy because everybody has different body chemistry, so it can be hard. I think that looks good for the eye. I'm trying to think if I want to give him any more. I just want this flounder to be like, man, I've seen some stuff, you know? Like, what if he was the normal cute flounder and then he went with Ariel and then he died and then she like resurrected him as like this mutant version for her. Oh, Smiles Kish. No, I have mild cystic acne. And the things that I've found that help it the most for me, because everyone is different, is just staying hydrated, finding the products that my skin doesn't hate, and drinking lots of water and eating. When I do keto, when I don't eat any sugar or carbs, my skin actually does a lot better, but that's just me. That's not going to work for everyone. But it helps with, I have a lot of hormone related issues and it seems to fix most of those, which is why I usually do it. And then I also found that using a lot of people will clean their skin, but then they will forget to like rehydrate your skin. And that means not like water, that means like oil. Like you want to add some oil. Like it's good for your skin to have some oil in it. So if you clean your face before bed, you can always put a little bit of like a face oil back on, and that might help, because that ended up helping me, but it took me a while to figure it out because it seems so like counterintuitive. So I don't know. And then last but not least, I've got a lot of acne. It's called makeup. Yay. Not ashamed. Given up on ever being completely acne free, but I can at least feel like I look okay despite that. Yes, moisturizer. And I've found that my skin actually doesn't like a lot of moisturizers. It like seems to block the skin if it's too heavy. So I learned that I need to use like a water-based moisturizer or an oil-based, and not like a creamy, like a thick creamy one. It's not about how much money you spend. It's just about finding the one that your skin likes, if that makes sense. Because I tried expensive products and that wasn't necessarily the answer. Yeah, super heavy fragrances, any of that stuff tends to make my skin do the opposite of what I want. But I will say that honestly, like I avoid the sun, I wear sunscreen. Yeah, no, you're totally right. I have a friend who, she's like a doctor and she's in her like 50s now and she still has great skin. And it's because she was a doctor, she just like early on decided I will never go outside without sunscreen. And her skin looks great. Are you dogs cuddling or are you annoying her? Can't tell if Pizza's cuddling with Sandwich and if she likes it or if he's just like annoying the crap out of her. Does he kind of look like a zombie fish? I feel like he's looking like a zombie fish. I kind of want his fins to look like something took a couple bites out of them. You're loving him? Aw, thanks. They shook their. No, I don't want to go totally like zombie. Plus, they weren't fighting the humans, they were fighting Ursula. She's the big bad of this campaign. Well, she was. They killed her, so. Okay, let's see if these lines look good once we like zoom out. I think I want to add, like, I think I want this fin to be more clearly like transparent. So I'm gonna add that in. Oh, I forgot his little, we gave him a little anglerfish thingy. If you could replace any Disney princess, who would it be? What do you mean replace? Like get rid of them? Oh, like I get to be them. Like I'm not them, but I get to do their job. Is that what you mean? Like I get to be good at what they're good at, but still be myself? I don't like become them. Probably oh, I mean, if I have to take over their spot, I'd probably ruin their story, but if I could take over their spot like at the end of the movie when everything's good, probably Belle, only because I want to hang out in that library. Like, who wouldn't want to hang out in the library? All right, she'd probably be the one, but I'd have to think about it. She's also the only one where I feel like I actually kind of know the guy she ends up with. Like, I feel like I've got a decent sense of what he's all about. Whereas with some of the other Prince Charmings, I'm like, his personality is something. I'd say like Tiana wouldn't be bad if you really want to like own a restaurant, but I don't want that life at all. There's a really good show we just watched recently called The Bear, and it was like about a guy running a restaurant, and I was like, I'm not about that life. I don't want anything to do with that. Okay, as long as I don't have to take the Prince Charming, then yeah, that's a little bit better. But I still think Belle's good because you get the money, you get the castle, you get good French food, and you get a full library. Like, you can't really be. I'm struggling to think of a better option. You know, you don't want to be Pocahontas because her life story wasn't that great. Colonialism, yo. Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty, nah. Ariel, nah. Jasmine? I don't really count Leia. I'm not saying she's not a Disney princess, when the question is like, pick your favorite Disney princess or this Disney princess X, I feel like that's kind of a cop-out. Like, because they're not really comparable. Also, I don't know that I want to be Leia. She had a rough life. Okay, I think he's done. Let's zoom out again. And then I think I just need to add the fins onto down here, and then we'll take one more look, but I think we're done and start doing colors. You think Ariel would be cool? You could learn magic from Ursula and become Queen of the Sea as a princess with magic. You could, yeah, you could. I'm just scared of deep underwater, so that's not an option for me. And she doesn't have anything cool about her when she's above ground, except for 80s hair and bad fashion, which I do like those two things a lot. But in seafood, like fresh seafood. So, but I'm really terrified. I was actually talking to Max about playing some Subnautica because I'm terrified. Maybe I don't know, he probably wouldn't want to stream it, but I think it'd be funny. Because I am terrified. Things that I'm terrified of are spiders. That's my biggest fear. The thing that I'm the most, that's my irrational fear. That's my, like, I know they're not really that scary, but I just can't. And then my slightly more rational fear would be dentists, because I just had a lot of trauma as a child dealing with the dentists. So that's my second one, but it's still kind of irrational. And then my third biggest fear would be deep underwater, like where you have to worry about pressure and air and all that stuff. You'd totally replace flounder with a colossal squid. Well, it's your, if it's your familiar, you kind of want something a little bit smaller, right? Because then you can like send them like into small spaces and you can cast spells through them and stuff. So I've seen parts of The Abyss. One of my favorite books and movies is Sphere. Believe it or not, it is terrifying, but it's really good. And I love Michael Crichton, so I had to read it. I need to watch The Abyss again because I don't think I've ever seen the whole thing all the way through. But yeah, I'm afraid it'll scare me because I get really, really, really freaked out by like deep under the ocean things. I think space is also really scary for a lot of the same reasons, but I'm a little less terrified of outer space because I think what's terrifying about outer space is mostly just vast nothingness. Whereas the thing that I think is terrifying about deep under the ocean is like, there's plenty of stuff that's down there that we probably don't know about. And at least in space, it's not, this is gonna sound crazy, but it's not dark. It is dark, but I mean, not really. Like you can see stars and things, right? It's just great, vast emptiness is the thing. Being under the ocean, there's just a different level of like terrifying to me. It's dark, but if you're near any source of light, it's not in space. Which I know you could say the same for underwater, but it's a little different. There's like stars and suns and planets and things. Just don't go to the dark side of the moon. Plus, everybody knows that's where Satan lives. Duh. There was some crazy movie that I saw like on TV, like some sort of crazy science fiction thing where there was like crazy demons on the dark side of the moon, but it was like really 80s. And I've been trying to remember what it is for like a really long time. So if anybody knows, it's like killing me. I just remember like there was some crazy like demon alien lady like murdering the astronauts. That's all I remember. That looks bad. Oh, we're so close to being done. I saved the hardest part for last, didn't I? I forgot I put like a big white tear thing in hers too. Yeah. But Jafar is hot. I mean, I think he's a little bit more attractive than Aladdin. As I get older, I'm kind of like, Aladdin's kind of a young idiot. Jafar, sure, he's evil. I'm kind of into it. He's got like he's got like the nice dark facial hair and dark eyes vibe going. Yeah, I don't know. I can see it. Not really my vibe, but I could get into it. He looks nice and he knows what he wants. Oh my god, Village. I love it. Done? Let's take a look. I want to redo this line right here. I think it looks really bad. But then I think we are done. That's better. Okay, let's hide the sketch layer. See how we feel about it. I think I want to add back in this little like sushi shape real quick, just a little bit, because I don't want to forget about it. I just think that was kind of a cool thing. So bring that back. Still feel like her hair could be better. Not like crazy about it. Swooshy shape or sushi shape? Why not both? But Bye, village. Have fun hunting the monsters. Let's ask Ludes the question. Ludes, if you could take the place of any Disney princess, which one would you take the place of? I think the hair is the only thing I don't like, so I'm tempted to like... to take a look at it. So I duplicated my layers so that if I end up not liking what I do, I can just undo it. Just I'm trying to decide if I want to simplify the shape of it. A cephalopod arm. Yeah, I can see that. It just doesn't look like Ariel's hair to me. Yeah, it needs to feel more like floaty. So I'm like trying to think how I want to do that. Yeah, head, foot, arms. I like this general shape better, so I think I'm gonna keep working on it. Yeah, I don't know. Max doesn't turn that off, so yeah, we're using maps. Didn't you know? This is secretly a game of D&D. It's just secret codes are controlling the whole thing. Sorry, it looked like the stream was frozen for a second, so I was like, what's going on? It's okay. This music is too chill. It's putting me to sleep. Oh my gosh, we've been going for an hour already? It does not feel like it. Holy moly. Thanks guys for hanging out. Doesn't even feel like we've been doing any work at all. We've just been having a good time. This is why I love to do art on stream. Takes a lot of the pressure off for me for some reason. There's other pressures added, but it's somehow easier. The music is sleepy. It's sleepy, yeah, it is. I don't mind it. It's nice and chill. But it's definitely like I'm just playing our D&D music. But I think it's the playlist Max uses for when we're just like, oh, okay, well that song was called Elf Meditation. So, you know, I think job accomplished on that one. It's just a little softer and bushier, which I think is better. For Ariel, because her hair is a very important element. Let's see how this looks. I still don't love it. It needs a little more detail, but I do think it's better than it was. But I think what I'm gonna do is leave it and go and do the colors, and then when we're working on the painting, we may do something with that hair a little different. So, start laying down colors. See if this will work. This doesn't work for every piece that I draw, but sometimes I'll make a copy of the lines so that they're all on one layer, and then I'll use my, I'm gonna relabel this lines flat, and then I'm gonna select and see if I can select most of where I want the color to be. It looks like it might actually work. I'm going to modify the selection and contract it by like 2 pixels. Oops. I need to invert it first. So I select the inverse and then I modify it, contract it by, I'm just gonna do 1. And then make a new layer for my base color. And I like to do kind of a neutral gray or something. Okay, so I didn't get everything perfectly, but that's actually okay because it got us a huge chunk of the way. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna be smart and we're gonna give a dark background on this before we start laying down the colors. To be underlit. So that'll help me remember where my light's coming from while I'm working on it. It's like a dense kelp bed of hair. Yeah, it should look like solid. Oh, hello, Caleb. We play every Friday, barring some shenanigans for the holidays, of course. But yeah, we should be playing this Friday and for the next couple Fridays, as far as I'm aware. But every Friday at 6 p.m. Pacific time. Sorry, I'm so bad. But yeah, it's a weekly game, which, like, I wish it was more. So now that I've got this base color started, we're gonna pick a more solid brush, I think, and then we can just paint in. I'm gonna actually use the line tool to get most of it, and then go and get the edges. Because I want it to be as flat as possible. Chiba, why are you yelling? Yeah, just over a year. Oh, it's just crazy to think about. It doesn't feel like it's been that long. Chiba, don't yell at me. everything else got. I'm gonna remove it from the bubbles for now because we're gonna add those a separate way. And then it's just cleaning up the edges. So go in with our eraser and our brush, clean up the edges, and then it'll be really easy to fill in the rest of the colors. Should be doing with the mask. This would be a lot easier with the mask, but whatever. Too late. I'm in charge here, so I can do things the wrong way if I want. The reason it's easier with the mask is it's just easier to like swap between like black and white when you're working with the mask. 11 months over a year. Oh, really? Wait, it's been 2 years? We've had 2 Halloween episodes. I don't know anything. It is the longest game I've ever been in, which is amazing. It's the highest level I've ever gotten in D&D too. It really sucks. Our other games ended when the pandemic kind of hit, and then we had some stuff happen, so all of our other games that we were playing in ended, and then we thought about starting the one up for stream, and it's kind of kept us going some weeks, I think, and it's been really, really nice, and I feel very, very fortunate because I know finding a regular D&D game that actually continues is really, really challenging. I think what really helps is that Max is doing it for his stream now, whereas before he was streaming games, but he decided he's just really into D&D content, so he's been doing it as his stream, and it means that he doesn't have to put energy into D&D and streaming. And then that's why I've also been doing my artwork, my art streams on this channel, because it's a little bit easier to maintain as it's all a little bit more related. But it also helps that the people that we play with are just like a really, really good crew. And they're all really good at like showing up. People like take it really seriously because it's a stream game. I find that real life D&D people will flake a lot on scheduling, and I don't see that happening as much because of it being a streamed game. So for what it's worth, I think that has helped. I like this song. This is a nice song. Energizing. It does feel energizing. I feel energized. Max. I feel energized. I don't know why I yelled at Max for that. I just needed him to know. The longest campaign that you were in was almost 2-year long one. And man, do you miss it? Yeah. Playing online sucks at first. It's not as good as playing in person, but it really helps with scheduling, because people don't have to, if someone's like not feeling 100% or they can only play for like a little bit of time, like it's just so much more flexible playing online. And once you get used to it, it's almost as good. I'd say the main thing about playing online is trying to get people to use their cameras, because it's really hard for some people like myself to roleplay with people if I can't see their face. That's true. You did almost die in person. You got really, really, really sick and we had to go to the ER. It had nothing to do with the D&D game, other than we partied too hard with, it makes it sound like something else happened, but it wasn't like that. His kidney just decided to abandon him. But yeah, we were playing D&D when you suddenly realized how bad you felt and we had to go back to the hotel, and then I had to take you to the ER. So not only did we not get D&D, we had to deal with the ER too. Good times. I think these lines need to be a little darker, so I'm just gonna duplicate the line layer. I'm gonna turn the second one down a little bit so it's not too crazy, but that usually does the trick. Oops. And I'm just going through and kind of softening the edge of that base color behind where the line work is, or anywhere that it bleeds out, so that if I do a light color, I don't have to worry about it looking really obvious that that's what's happening. And once I do this, it should be really easy to fill in all the colors, which is fun. I've been looking forward to this part because I want to give her like sort of that seashell, like, what would you call that? Like color shifting detail. You could DM in person with screens. That's true. You could have a laptop and a tablet and a phone. His kidney looked like Voldemort under the bench at the end of Harry Potter. Kind of. That's kind of accurate. It was just a small, dead, shriveled thing, right? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Caleb. You just have to look for a new group. There are so many people out there looking to start, you know, like use Reddit, and try to find a group where people do a session 0 or do like an agreement form before they start, because those are the groups where they're looking for people, like make sure you're on the same page before you put any energy into it, right? Before you like attach to your character or anything. Make sure you guys all have the same play style and you all want the same things out of the game. Yeah, LFG on Reddit. I would love if our stream ever got like really big. I think it'd be really cool to have a Discord channel in our Discord that's just helping people find groups. But we don't have that many people yet. Maybe someday. But that's like the #1 feedback I get from people, is that people are always looking for a game. They can't find a game they want people to play with. They can't find people. I'm like, man, I wish we could help. I really wish we could help people with that. Dating is prep work for playing D&D. I mean, or vice versa. Just depends where your priorities are, I suppose. There is no wrong answer. I think some really important skills for D&D that people don't think about are learning how to listen. Not just listen to what someone's saying, but like comprehend and understand what they're saying and what their intent is behind what they're saying. That's a really good skill. I think just general politeness, being respectful of other people's time, being respectful of other people's like ideas. If you're looking for a group, just keep that sort of thing in mind and you'll find one eventually. And it's okay to not play in a game if the game isn't for you. Like I learned the hard way, like if there's people that I don't like playing with, I don't have to play with them. Life's too short for that. If there's people where all they want to do is min-max and kill, and I want to like role play a scene where we like pick flowers, like maybe we don't need to be playing together, and that's going to help them as well. Don't make them suffer through your role play either. You know? Being a team player, exactly. Some of my lines I erased are more visible now because of the layers being duplicated, so that's what I'm fixing right now, if you see what I'm doing. They were mostly invisible before, but then when I duplicated the layers, you can see them really easily. I think we got everything. If not, it will show up later and I can fix it, but that looks good. Okay, so now that I've got my base colors, I can start deciding what colors I want everything to be. And we'll clip these to the base. I don't know what to do for skin tone yet, so I'm just gonna put in like kind of a generic pale color. I was gonna make her originally kind of like greenish or purplish, but now I'm not so sure. Yeah, I'm not so sure. Since this is my first color down, I don't actually have to be too careful about staying in the lines because other stuff's gonna go on top of it. What we're basically gonna do is color in her skin, and then I can adjust it via like an adjustment layer or just hue shifting until I find one I like. So it's always more important just to get it filled in first. You're working in this style. Let's try it as like more of a purple for now. And then we can adjust it later. It's too pink. It's a little bit better. Or do we want to do green? Her tail's gonna be kind of a green. Hi, Tumor Boy, how are you doing? Yeah, I can see that, Max, changing your outlook on D&D once you realize like kind of that you can play it that way. Yeah, I'm gonna leave the skin for now. I just wanted to get something I was kind of happy with. I wasn't originally gonna give her red hair, to be honest, because that felt a little too like Ariel. But we kind of, now we're kind of going with it. So I'm going to give her red hair and we can change it later if I don't like it. Originally I was going to just make her Ariel inspired. But now she's just kind of Ariel. I'm maybe okay with that. I think I'm gonna be okay with that. Oop, see, I realized some parts that I missed on the base, but like I said, it's really easy to just go and fix those at any point. Don't forget to label your layers. I was thinking of giving her green hair. I was thinking of just giving her all greens, like murky purple and greens. So I still might change the hair color, but I'm gonna stick with it for now. It'll be really easy to change once I get everything else done. And her armor is not going to be this purple. I just need to get a base color down because then we're going to do sort of like what we did with Aurora's armor, where it has that sort of like color hue shifting, like oil slick almost look. We're going to specifically try to make this look like mother of pearl, like seashells, like abalone. Yes, exactly. It's gonna be a lot of work, but it'll be worth it if I can get it to look right. That we may not do tonight. I think tonight we're just gonna get the flats in because I'm pretty tired from work today. But I figure we'll just get the flats in. Then I can kind of sleep on it and think about some of these colors to make sure like I'm happy with it. And then next time we'll go in and start adding in a lot of detail work. Because once you start adding the detail work in, it doesn't mean you can't change the color, but it's going to limit in what ways you can change the color. So you can see, since this is going over other layers, this is the one I'm being a little more careful about staying in the lines with. I didn't have to be careful at all. First couple. Still messing up. It's okay, easy to fix. Then anytime I have a bigger area, just using my selection tool to fill in. I do like the idea of making her hair like white or purple. Kind of like she's become more like Ursula, you know? Like the stuff the dark deeds she had to do for her patron have like taken a toll, you know? Oh, I want to play her. I love warlocks. I want to play this character now. I really want to play an undead character. But I want it to happen in the game I play. I want a character to die, and I'm not going to make them die. I want it to happen naturally. And then I want them to get resurrected, and I want it to all go wrong. I don't want to play a living dead girl. I want it so bad. It's just, I don't want to force it. It has to be something that just happens naturally. I really wanted it to happen with my druid character that I played for a really long time. I wanted her to die, and then I wanted her to come back as like a villain. That like maybe they could turn her back to the good side. And I wanted her to be turning everyone into, because she's a druid, right? So I wanted her to get polymorph and just like she's turning everyone in like the woods where she lives into animals. Like she's just gone off the deep end. I think that would have been so cool. Oh my gosh, time is just like flying. I don't want to run out of time. I want to get all the flat colors in, but it's like going so fast. I think I want her crown and trident to be the same material. We might change that later, but for now I'm gonna move forward with that as my plan. So that they're all gonna have this pretty... Oh, see, there's some more. See, there's something else that I missed. Knew it. Photoshop's being bad. Save and hope it actually saves. Seems to have worked. Thanks for hanging out, Zeus. Have a good night. Sweet dreams. Hopefully you dream of beautiful dead mermaid ladies. Ooh, my Photoshop is not doing good. We might have to just call the stream. It's way earlier than I wanted to stop, but it's just not working. Let's try that. Great. Certain things I can do, but I can't zoom in. Shop. Okay. I don't know what color I want to make Flounder. It's gonna make him like a gross brown, but I feel like that might be too much. Let's go with like just a dull blue. I'm just gonna color him in. Maybe, maybe not. Well, that's stream. I don't want to deal with trying to get Photoshop working. I'd have to restart it, start back up. I think I'm just gonna call it a short stream, but we got a lot done. We got basically all the line work done, and we got the most important colors in, so I can kind of sleep on it and think about if this is working for me. I think the hair is the thing I want to change, so we'll take a look at it next time and see how we feel. Thinking maybe like more of a purpley, like a dark purple, or like white with some purple streaks or something. Ooh, or purple with some white streaks. I don't know. So we'll play around with it. And yeah, we'll be back next Tuesday to finish her up. But before then, make sure you come back on Friday at 6 p.m. Pacific time, because we're starting on, I think, like the final story arc of the campaign. I've been working on a catch-up video for anybody that hasn't seen every episode. I'm hoping to get that out this week, but my brain kind of forgot. The holidays, man, the holidays. So hopefully I'll get that out before Friday. So if you don't know what's going on, I'll have a little recap for you, and then come watch us play on Friday and watch us. We know who the big bad is, and we're headed straight on a path towards it. So yeah, wish us luck. And until then, everybody, have a good one. And I did save, Bort. Luckily it saved, because my Photoshop is like crashing, which is why we're ending stream, because Photoshop is not doing good. And I don't feel like dealing with it tonight. I don't have the patience. But thank you, Vorticus. I did save. Have a lovely rest of your evening, and I'll see you all on Friday. Bye.